Welcome to And Then There Were Three. I'm Anna.
I'm Kaley.
And I'm Katie.
Oh, you got the awkward pause now.
Yeah, Katie, that was a little slow. Bad reaction time.
Not.
I'm just kidding.
Just wait till we play it back.
Guys, we have a very special guest here. Everyone. Her name is Grace, and she is my cousin. Grace, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
If you're not watching the video, Grace is in a cast.
Yep.
And honestly, I barely have heard what happened to you, so please tell us, why do you have a cast on your left arm?
Have you ever heard of Edward 40 Hands?
The scissor hands man?
No, it's like, I think it's more like an older trend when you tape like a 40 of beer to your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So my roommate was like, yeah, it'll be so funny for like private story, whatever. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And she taped it to my hand, and we were with our other friend, Maddie. And I didn't even drink it. I was like pretty much sober at this point because I was like, oh my God, it's freezing. I don't want this taped to my hand. So Maddie cut it off and cut my finger with the kitchen scissors. But it
went through?
It went into my tendon. So that's why
like
I had to get surgery.
Oh.
Like this part? Like the middle part?
No, like the fold of your pinky right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they were like, yeah, so if you don't get it fixed, you're going to like do fists like this. And I was like, oh.
Your pinky will never go back in?
No.
Yeah. So I had to get it fixed. Yeah. So hopefully, new pinky, new me.
It wasn't like you like fell and broke it. It was like your finger got cut open.
Yeah, I got cut open and was like bleeding everywhere. And we had people at our house, and Paige was there. And Paige was like the only person who was just like maintaining calm, was like, get in the car. Like, we are going to the ER. So I was like, not the ER, because I was scared of bills. I've just been laid off. So I was worried about insurance or whatever. So we went to
like urgent care?
Yeah, urgent care. And they stitched it up.
You're starting a GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Get
for my
Grace
pinky.
a new pinky. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Can you, well, you're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
So that was my first question, was like, was it a right hand or a left hand?
Yeah.
Because that would suck.
I know.
Because your pinky, like, you need it to write.
Exactly. But like,
Does your roommate feel bad for cutting your pinky in half?
She didn't, but Maddie did. But she taped my hand like probably too tight and too much. So I don't think she feels bad. She's indifferent.
So it was obviously on accident.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying not to blame anyone because it's whatever. It's the stupid stuff you do when you're 23 that you pay for the consequences.
Cutting off your finger.
Yeah. Yep. So here I am.
Well, we brought you here to talk about our crazy trip to Hawaii. You would think that you couldn't get into like too much trouble in Hawaii on a family vacation, but we somehow did. I don't really even know, but Grace, where would you like to start of the stories?
Okay, well, we can just start with like how beautiful it was, how awesome it was. Like, I think I especially
The humble
She's going
experiences.
down a wholesome experience.
The humbleness of it was just like, it was beautiful. It was 80 degrees. I think it was so much serotonin that I was just like the happiest person on the planet the whole time.
Yeah.
I was getting sentimental. Like,
Grace cried so many times on this trip.
because Anna would just film like these hula dancers with the sunset in the background, and I'm like, so beautiful.
She was literally crying on our dinner cruise because these hula dancers, who were also our bartenders, were doing a dance, and I like look over at Grace and she's like crying, and I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, it's so beautiful.
Oh my God. I honestly thought Anna was never going to come home from Hawaii.
I wish that we didn't.
Grace had more trouble leaving than I did.
Yeah. I had to go with my mom. You guys left pretty early in the morning. By the way, I still have your hairbrush.
Yes, I've been looking for that hairbrush.
It's at my house.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, honestly, getting back was fine, but being there was, I don't even know. I think I was just like so sentimental about every single thing that happened, because I was like, I'm probably never gonna come back and whatever.
We definitely will, though.
Yeah, so I think where to start would be Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
You want to explain what it is?
So apparently,
Bermuda. Is
Yes.
that what it's called?
the Bermuda Triangle, like, what is the real word? Bermuda? Yeah, Bermuda.
Yeah.
The Bermuda. And we're on our
Can
family
you not
vacation.
say that? Say it again.
Bermuda
Bermuda
yeah.
Triangle?
like shorts.
So the Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda shorts.
We were told that the place we were staying at like didn't have fun or crazy bars, because we were gonna like go up to Lahaina, a different part of the island, and apparently that was where all the cool bars. No, not at all. We had the local ass bars, filled with people that had lived there for whatever reason, and they called it the Bermuda Triangle, and it was basically these 3 bars that you could walk to in this little district area with shops and stuff, but at night it just turned into the bar scene.
Yeah. The shops looked like the back rooms of like a video game, and we would always like end up in them randomly and like drunk as fuck, like, oh my God, where are we? Oh yeah, we're
Because to Bermuda.
It's easy to get lost. I feel like that's why they call it Bermuda Triangle.
It is. It was a scary place, and at the end of the trip, I was like, please do not take me back here. And there's this one specific bar called Life's a Beach that kind of ruined our lives. And this other place called Vibe. But they had really cool bars there for it being Hawaii, and I didn't expect the bar scene to be that popping. Like every single night, there was like people out there. Our most fun night was probably the Wednesday night we arrived.
The first night.
And it was karaoke night. Yeah.
Yeah, we just saw this, I don't know, maybe 50-year-old woman, definitely a local, just like twerking. And we're like, oh, we're at the place. Because she had just served us drinks at lunch. And then I'm like, I'm going to talk to someone. So I go up to this guy and just start a conversation with him. He's from California. But he ends up like buying us rounds all night and like kind of following us around. He ended up offering me drugs. I said no.
Everyone has drugs in Hawaii. Every single person has drugs.
How do they get the drugs to Hawaii? What kind of drugs?
I think it was cocaine.
I bet they make them in Hawaii.
I'm sure they have ways to get them there. But yeah, they like the homeless people on the streets like all have weed. They're like handing it out like candy.
Oh yeah. We had an angel. He was like, I called him our guardian angel. He would just always be like, you ladies look like you're gonna have a great night. Like every time we'd go to Bermuda Triangle, he would just like call at us and be like, you know where you're going? You having a good time?
He was like recommending us bars, but like the homeless people there aren't like our homeless people in Omaha or Lincoln that are like yelling at you at the street and like doing shit. They're literally just they're smoking weed, sitting there, and
they're at peace.
I feel like everyone in Hawaii is like a little homeless.
Yeah. I mean, or on the verge of it.
Everyone's homeless in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
like 100%. They kind of just live in like this shack and like go surf all day. I don't know.
Because it doesn't matter. Like you can be homeless in Hawaii
on the beach.
It's warm all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there like a skyline in Hawaii? Like, are there buildings? Tall buildings?
In Honolulu, there is. But
not
not where we were in Maui. Like if you're gonna go to Hawaii, Maui has to be the place that you go to because it's easily the best experience. It's not so like beautiful. Super commercialized. We also think we saw a man die.
So was that the last day we were there?
It was the second to last day we were there.
Okay, this guy came up to us, or kind of came up to Anna, but just kind of like threw his shoe at her and was like, what did he say? I'm a turtle.
He yelled, I'm a turtle at you, and he's like this deranged man on the beach. I don't know what was wrong with him.
He looked like he once was normal.
Yeah,
I think this is a recent thing.
He could have just been
him.
on drugs or something like that, but he came up to me and like got on one knee and was like, I love you, and then like rolled around in the sand and then rolled into the ocean and was like flopping around and stuff. And
we had all of his clothes on?
Yeah, and phone in pocket.
Phone is in his like pocket. We were just like, okay, he's just on drugs or something like that.
Yeah.
But then somebody nearby must have called the police on him or something, and he comes up to Grace and is like, I'm a turtle, and starts like yelling and then flopping around again. And we have like a video of it.
Yeah.
And then
last known footage.
The last known footage of this man. And the police come.
I'm a turtle.
And he's gone. And the man's gone. And we were like, did he go? Is he in the ocean? We don't know. We had no idea.
He was a turtle. He was in fact turned into a turtle.
Like he went back into the ocean. We had no idea. And
we would have seen him come out.
This
was the
couple,
issue.
yeah, but this couple that was in the water, like where he was, that couple thought he was with our group. And so like they had no concern for him, but we obviously weren't with him. Yeah. And so they didn't know where he went either. And they were in the water. They said they didn't know where he went. And then we said on the beach, we're like, officer, like we don't know where this guy is. And then the officer just left.
He just like nothing happened. There, scanned the water for a minute and was like, shit, and left.
It must happen a lot. I don't know. But they had
He's like eh?
They had zero.
Not much I can do. I ain't going swimming.
They had absolutely no concern whatsoever for this man. And I hope he's okay. And I've been recently Googling like Kihei Beach, man found. And I've not
washed
seen,
up shore.
I've not seen anything. So I'm going to assume he like ran away or something.
Or just like swam up the shore. But he was not swimming. He was like flopping.
Yeah,
like there's and there was rocks. Like, I got cut up on this beach, so I can only imagine he probably got cut up because he wasn't swimming. He was just like flopping. He was doing like some
I don't know what he
backstroke
was
flopping
doing.
thing.
It was scary. But I will say the weirdest thing that happened to us was meeting these influencer people.
Okay. So it started with a pothole.
It started all with a pothole that
And
literally
ended with the fountain.
Yeah.
literally changed our lives forever.
Pothole changed our
Grace,
lives
do you want to start the story?
Okay, yeah. So we were outside of Vibe. And
This other bar.
I don't know, I'm tipsy at this point, and I dropped my phone because I fell in a pothole. And then this guy came up to us, or this group of guys, 3 guys, and they were like, "Hey, you dropped your phone." I look at him, I'm like, "I know you."
We're in Maui, Hawaii. Like, how do you know anyone that's passing by you that you didn't already know was going to be there?
I know. It was so weird. I was like, "I literally know you." And I was like, "Did you used to do Vine?" And he said, "Nobody knows I used to do Vine. How do you know that?" And I was like, "You used to like kick messenger me when we were like 14. And he's like, "No way." And I'm like, "Yeah, my name is Grace. Like, we talked like forever ago and we made plans to meet up and then it never happened." And he was like on his way to being an influencer at that point. And I don't know, but for a while we talked, and then he starts going into like, he has multiple pages of Snapchat accounts. I've never seen someone just like switch through, and he's like, "Maybe I have
Weird.
you on here." Like, yeah, he has like a bunch of accounts.
How is that even possible?
He just kept logging out and logging. He's like, "Well, maybe I have you on this one." And
What
then
the hell?
he like pulls out his oldest one. He's like, "Oh my God, yeah, we used to talk all the time." And he scrolls up and there's like pictures of me that he had saved. And he's like, "Oh my God, tonight's about you, Grace. What do you want to drink? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?" And his friends are all like over there. And I really did not talk to them at all. And it's so, everything about them was so like Hollywood. I know that's cliche, but literally Hollywood.
Yeah.
This kid was, I guess, supposed to make them all famous. He has like millions of followers. He was telling me he knew Tana Mojo. And I was like,
He
"Oh my
lived
God."
with Jake Paul.
Yeah,
at some
lived with
point.
Jake Paul. And I'm like, I had no clue. And I did not follow up with who you are now, but this is crazy.
And now is this meeting in Hawaii.
Yeah. And he's like, "This was so meant to be." And he was trying to make it so romantic and stuff. And I ended up like hanging out with him and flirting with him a little bit. But when he handed me his phone, I followed myself on like their official account, and they only followed like 6 people. And it stayed that way for like a bunch of days. It still says that for me, but I don't think it shows on other people's
Really?
phones. Yeah.
They follow like 5 people. One of them's Grace.
Yeah. I know. I was like, I'm going to blow up because of this. Their stans are going to come for me.
And then we left. We're like, we need to leave now.
Yeah.
It was scary. But everybody in Maui, I will say, you will see again. So like the people that we had met at the bar on Wednesday, we would like see them on our cruise 2 days later. It was so scary.
Oh,
like
that's awkward.
anytime you met anybody, like there was this girl, this girl and
The
a guy,
wedding
the
couple?
wedding couple that they weren't a couple, but it was like the best man, the bridesmaid. We kept seeing them all around Hawaii, and like I'm in line for a drink on a dinner cruise in the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean. She's like, "Hey, are you guys the Nebraska girls?" And we're like, yeah, we're the Nebraska girls. And I was
Like
like,
everyone knows each other on the island.
yes,
Yes.
everyone, like the homeless people and all the locals, like everyone knows
So like
everybody.
you stand out if you're not a local. Like if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going out.
And we
Yes.
were always together, and we were together when we met them. So like and my mom was with us, and they were like, "Nebraska girls." And I was like,
She's like, people know us here. Is
and I'm like,
that Brooke? Hi, Brookie.
Brooke, this is the first time that Brooke's been home like while we recorded.
Yeah, she's doing laundry.
Brooke.
Oh,
Dance.
Brooke. Grace, I feel like we should tell funny stories of our childhood.
"Okay, can I tell them one more thing about the guy you thought was waving at you?"
Oh, yeah.
This guy was picking calluses off of his feet, like on the side of the road, like this, like with his foot up. And Anna, I just like look over at Anna, and Anna's going,
Just waving so bright.
she thought he was waving at her.
It was just this homeless man picking calluses off his foot.
Ew.
And then I gave him our fries.
Yeah.
Our leftover fries. But then I saw he was watching something on an iPhone.
Yeah,
so I don't
on
know if he
Netflix.
was homeless. He had reception and an iPhone.
He grunted at us.
He was like, "Ugh." I was like, do you want these fries? He was like, nah. And then
we go, they're spicy.
we did tell him they're spicy. And then I was like, I thought he was showing me what show he was watching on Netflix. I don't know what was going on. I was like, you can take these.
Yeah. It was great.
It was great.
Like I'm not homeless.
Do you want to talk about something from our childhood? Because I had one cooking on
All
my
right,
drive.
tell me something about our childhood, Grace. Because you have all these childhood memories. I don't know where they come from, but
Our childhood. Well, I have a scar on my ankle because me and Anna would get bored, or we'd get bored with Paige, so we'd just do dangerous stuff together a lot. We used to throw a ball at a fan on the highest setting and just make it smack around the room. And that was our entertainment for an hour. And then sorry to cough. Ooh, texture. Okay. So we hooked up, those things that have a little platform on them. They're like moon shoes.
It was like the bouncy moon thing.
Yeah. So we hooked one of those to one of those 4-wheeled wagons up to a moped, and Anna and I would sit in the back, and the little bungee cord would be in between, and then she would drive the moped. And she whipped it around a corner, and I flew off and scraped my whole body in the July heat on the asphalt. And I ran into their house. Yeah, that was a fun one. I don't know.
I feel like when I was younger, we would take this wagon, and Anna lived at the top of a circle, and then we would go down this wagon as fast as we could.
Yes. What we would do is we had the 4-wheel wagon, and we would flip the handle backwards so you could hold on to it like you were steering, and then we'd go to the top of our hill,
go down to the top
starting
of the hill.
Starting at the driveway. Go down as fast as you could. And I remember one time
crash into Katie Owen's house.
On the street, there's cars coming, and we're down the hill. And one time I remember Paige fell out of the wagon so hard that she fractured her tailbone, and she had to sit on a pillow every day at school for a month.
Oh my god. That's so embarrassing.
That is pretty bad. What else? Oh, when I found out she got her period, I tweeted about it. And was like,
I was so fucking mad.
Anna.
It's Anna's a woman.
Grace literally tweeted before my freshman year basketball game in the summer. Anna is a woman. Literally all my friends followed her too.
Yeah.
Grace, do you remember when you chased me around your room with a nug of weed?
Yes, that's a good one. I had back in the day, I used to buy a 20 sack and be okay, I'm going to smoke one bowl every day, and this is going to get me through, because my parents would give me $20 every weekend or something. That's what I was spent on.
If Barb's listening,
sorry, Mom. Yeah, so I had a nug, and then I chased her around with it because Anna was straight edge. Angie was full on a drug counselor, full on fed family.
My family was the feds.
Literally the feds.
I grew up thinking if you smoke weed, you will die. You can't smoke weed.
Yeah.
It's bad for you. You will die. Little did we know.
I broke her out of her shell. I was just it's real. It's just a little plant.
So she literally chased me around her bedroom with this nug of weed and this other girl, one of our friends, and then
she was running horror movie style. And I looking back,
I hit it out of her hand, and it broke everywhere on the floor. And then I went outside to your trampoline, jumped on your trampoline alone,
just to decompress,
and then I Googled, can you get high from smelling weed?
And I found it on her phone, and I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, she fucking found it on my phone. Weed. God, that was awful.
Oh, you just had too much fun on the trampoline. You were like, I'm high.
I was like, am I high right now? I smelled it, Mom. Come get me. And I couldn't tell anyone about it because my mom would be so mad. I didn't want to get you in trouble.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I wasn't a snitch, I will say. I didn't like the weed. I didn't like any of that stuff growing up, but I didn't snitch.
Yeah, that was always good.
Anna used to have parties in high school, but only when her parents were out of town. Yeah. Do your parents listen to this, Anna? Do they know this?
So I would have parties at my house.
Anna would throw these crazy parties, and then at 11 p.m. she's like, my parents are on their way home. You gotta go.
No, get this. This is so risky of me. This is what I would do.
The first time I ever threw up from alcohol was at Anna's house.
I love that.
Okay. So my parents would go to the casino
Yeah.
And they'd leave at like 9 p.m. But usually they wouldn't come back until like 1 or like midnight at like the earliest. And so I'd be like, all right, my parents are gone for a few hours. Let's throw a fucking banger, which is so scary.
That is so risky. I would never do that.
I think back and I'm like, why the fuck did I do that?
I did it too. I mean, it's just...
And it's
for
like
a couple hours.
For the rush.
You can get in so much trouble for that. And like
oh my God,
all the underage drinkers.
Your mom would literally...
Remember when we showed up and we weren't invited?
Ooh.
Which time?
Probably every time.
You had a list?
Invited.
I had a list.
I can imagine her with a headset like she's wearing now, just like checking names.
No, she was like, come in. And then like, I think she opened the door and she was like, I didn't invite you guys.
Oh my God,
I would
Anna.
always let you guys in though.
boyfriend.
Screw you.
I would have crashed it if I knew.
Anna's going to cut that out. Anna actually the other day, like Anna edits everything. Sorry, there's an ambulance.
They're coming.
Anna edits everything. So I'm like, because Katie and I were talking about how she gets drunk and says vulgar things, and she like edited it out of the last episode. And I was like, you can, and I'm like, you can literally change the narrative however you want. Like you can be the good person regardless of what we say, because you can always cut it out.
That's because I edit it. I can do whatever I want.
Let me think of something bad.
Grace is gonna
now we're just gonna shit on Anna.
Just shit on me. Paige almost killed us in her Subaru so many times, taking us to school. It was terrifying. Paige would literally be driving 60 miles per hour down center, doing her mascara, driving the car with all of us in it, and we're blasting like Kid Cudi.
And we had mixtapes at that point, so she'd be like flicking through the mixtapes, like
putting them in. She had no regard. It was so
I used to
scary.
have a CD too.
Yeah. I would make them.
We would burn
all the time.
CDs. Yeah. We would. That's so weird to think about.
You would make your CD on iTunes and then like label it, and then you'd burn the CD and then write on it.
Easy birthday gift when you're broke. And it's 2012.
Great gift.
Is that what you guys got me for my birthday?
Yeah, we made a CD for you.
Our friend Erica, her ex-boyfriend, gave her like this CD, and we always listened to it in the car. They broke up like probably over 5 years ago, but it's like this infamous CD that we just put in sometimes.
What's on it?
It has absolute bangers.
Huh. So shout out him. So it's still the greatest gift she's probably ever gotten then. I had so many CDs. I had like Smash Mouth and like Jonas Brothers,
Hannah Montana.
The Fray, Hannah Montana.
Of course.
And I would just sit on my bed with headsets and like those little CDs, circle players.
And just vibe.
And just pretend I was having a concert like every day.
You do that?
Same. I would do that too.
Okay.
I had an iPod, whatever
Nano.
thing.
Do you
iPod
guys
Nano.
do like scenarios in your head with songs? Like when I'm listening to a song.
when I was younger, yeah.
I still do.
No, I still do that.
I would listen to a song. I would listen to, this is what I would do. I would listen to a song. You know how like we had concerts, like when we're like in elementary school and stuff. I would think of scenarios with my favorite song and pretend that me and my crush had the lead part to the school musical, and we would be singing a romance song together. And it never happened, because why would they give a boy and a girl a lead part of like an entire musical? But I would look out the window and think about it while it was raining.
Oh my God. I had that.
I used to pretend that I was singing the songs to my crush and that he was like in awe of me. Like that was like my scenario.
Oh my God. Mine was kind of like, you know that one SpongeBob episode where they're like all in concert and
Kaylee wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob when she was younger. But I do know what you're talking about.
I'm one of those.
She's literally missing her personality because she doesn't.
Like it's Super Bowl halftime and I'm singing this song.
I would literally stand on my bed and like sing and dance and then like put my hand out, like the crowd was below me. Like
me and Anna would have concerts. You were probably there.
No, she moved too late. We would have
concerts.
Yeah, we would have concerts in my basement though, like on our plastic boxes.
And Brian would record them. Anna's dad.
That's so wholesome.
My dad, literally, I would force my dad to. Do you remember those contests on Disney where you could submit a music video and like win? Yes. If I could find these videos of me and my friends doing these videos when we were 7 years old, I would piss my pants. One time, we made my dad drive us to Lakeside, which is this random residential lake, and we did a whole music video there to like a Jonas Brothers song. And then the last scene of it, we are standing outside of my dad's literally like Toyota SUV, his sunroof, like singing and like truck. Yeah, it's a truck. Singing and dancing off the top of the roof.
Love it.
And we made my dad record all of it.
Wow.
Me and my stepbrothers were so obsessed with like singing and creating concerts. We bought a fog machine, fog machine. We would fill up our garage with the fog and then have someone open the garage, and then we'd be standing and like holding microphones as the like garage would open up and like funnel out with smoke, and then we'd go around our neighborhood and hand out flyers for people to show up to our concerts.
Oh my God.
It was only our parents that would show up.
I used to do that shit too. I would do something every single summer, and I would pick a project every summer. So one summer I did a doggy daycare, and it ended up very poorly. What? Dogs started fighting. I literally made a fight club for dogs. Not even kidding. So I tried to do a doggy daycare, and I got everyone in the neighborhood's dog to our house because we had this huge backyard, right? And I pulled out a bag of bacon strips, and I started like throwing them at the dogs, and they all started like fighting each other. And I was like, oh no. And I had to like get my dad to like break up the dog fight.
Wait, how old were you?
Who gave you the dog? Like where'd you find them?
I mean, one of them was my dog, and then they were like my neighbor's dogs. And I would go up to their door and be like, can I take your dog to my doggy daycare? And they're probably like, oh, like she has a family business. No, it was just me in my backyard holding all these dogs hostage.
Oh my God.
And then one summer I made my
paid? Did you get paid for this?
No. I made no profit. I was just out there
watching dogs.
The next summer we had a carnival, so I had a roller coaster. Do you want to know what the roller coaster was?
What?
The fucking wagon.
I just had to say the wagon.
The wagon is the source.
Where do you think the wagon is right now?
Oh, we recently just gave it away, actually. Some kid has it. But what we would do,
scratched our initials.
So Paige was the big sister, and so like we always made her do the dumb shit. And so the roller coaster was putting yourself in the back of the wagon, and Paige would pull you down the hill as fast as she could. And kids were like coming up to our yard and play. I had other games set up. One time I tried to have a doctor's office. That didn't end well either.
Doctor, just a full practice.
I told Paige, poor Paige, I told her that I could give her surgery so she wouldn't have an outie belly button anymore. Or no, she had an innie belly button, and I told her I could make it an outie because they were in.
You just pulled at it.
And so I took like I literally took like scissors and stuff, and I tried to make her have a outie belly button. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Crazy story is I love reminiscing about childhood.
Paige is a pushover.
Yeah, she just let me try to take her belly button out. Grace has the best impression of Jennifer Coolidge.
Okay.
Get ready.
Oh my God. You look like the 4th of July.
So it sounds so good in the microphone too. Holy shit.
That was so good.
Wait, will you do these gays are trying to kill me?
These gays, they're trying to kill me.
So good. Like you could be Jennifer Coolidge and I wouldn't know it.
I should be for Halloween.
You should be.
Yeah,
I don't really know how you would do that. You would just have to get a bunch of plastic
big glasses. Just like big glasses and like maybe some prosthetics.
Maybe some prosthetics. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Grace, thank you so much for joining. And then there were 3. We love you.
Put her there.
Love you.
Let me see the cast.
Put it there. Let's wave with the cast.
Goodbye.
Wave 5 with the cast.
I can't even like get it in frame.